AITA for reporting my neighbor to child services after witnessing them abuse their two little children. I 32F live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, and overall, things are pretty peaceful. Most of my neighbors are nice enough, but I don't really know anyone all that well. One family that lives next door has two young kids. Max 12 and Lily 10, and their parents seem like regular folks. I've talked to them a few times, but we're not exactly close. Last week, though, something happened that I can't get out of my head. And now I'm questioning if I did the right thing. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was in my backyard, doing some gardening when I heard loud yelling coming from next door. At first, I thought it was just one of those normal arguments you hear sometimes, you know. Maybe a parent telling the kids to clean up or something like that. But then I heard something that stopped me cold. Max, the older boy, started crying out, and it wasn't just a normal cry. It sounded like real distress. I couldn't make out every word, but I could hear the mom yelling at him. She was calling him stupid and worthless because he hadn't finished his lunch. She kept telling him he was useless and couldn't do anything right. I thought maybe she was just having a bad moment, but then I heard her scream, "Why are you so dumb?" I could feel my heart racing. It sounded so harsh, like she wasn't just frustrated with him, but genuinely angry. Then, I heard the dad's voice. He was yelling at Lily, the little girl. He was calling her a disappointment and telling her she would never be anything. I couldn't make out everything, but it was so cruel, and honestly, it broke my heart. I could hear them both crying, and it just didn't sit right with me. As much as I tried to shake it off, I couldn't ignore how scared they sounded. And then I heard a loud thud, like something hitting the wall, or maybe the floor, followed by Max screaming in pain. It wasn't a regular ouch or anything like that. It sounded like a real reaction to something that hurt. I don't know what happened after that, but I knew at that moment that I couldn't just let it go. I called child services immediately. I didn't know what else to do, and honestly, I was terrified for those kids. I wasn't going to go over there, especially not without knowing what could happen. I told them everything I heard about the verbal abuse, the way they were talking to the kids, and the thud I'd heard. I know it wasn't much, but it was all I had. They said they'd look into it, but obviously, they didn't give me any details. A few days later, the family moved out. I don't know if it was connected to the report, or if it was just a coincidence, but I haven't seen them since. And I can't help but wonder if I did the right thing. I didn't want to get anyone in trouble or make things worse, but at the same time, I couldn't just ignore it. Some of my neighbors have been asking questions about why I called child services. A few have thanked me, saying that they've suspected something was off but didn't know how to handle it. But others have been a little more judgmental, saying I overreacted and that it wasn't my business. I'm second-guessing myself now. Did I overstep? Should I have tried talking to them first before calling anyone? I honestly don't know. I just wanted to help those kids, but now I'm wondering if I did more harm than good. So, AITA for reporting my neighbors. I'm just hoping I did the right thing, but I feel really conflicted about it all.